welcome back.
Welcome to the podcast.
This is episode 3. Episode 3 we're
Episode
recording.
3, we're doing pretty well, man.
It feels like a lifetime ago we recorded episode 2 because we recorded it that wee bit earlier.
Aye, just to be prepared.
Aye.
But now we're back in it, man.
Yep, ready to go.
And there's actually I've got quite a bit to talk about.
Have you?
I do. I have got a wee list that I want to go through. But first off, you listen to the Rise Against album.
Oh, yes.
I wanted to do that. I was just asking for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah. I definitely have, and I'm a big fan of it. I love it.
Aye?
I absolutely loved it. I listened to an album before it, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that later on in the podcast, but it definitely done it justice because this album just it blew me away. It was amazing. I loved it.
It is really good, man. I've never actually really listened to the Rise Against that much. It was the kind of same with The Offspring, really, I suppose. Like last week we were talking about it, and then I really loved that album, and I did love the Rise Against album as well. There was definitely a few tracks in it that stood out to me that were like really, really good. That Forfeit, the acoustic one, I just felt as if I wasn't expecting that because I was listening to it and I was just like, okay, it's like, oh, this kind of like, you know, like the fast drum beats and that kind of thing, and then it was just that track was just so like powerful and really good. Matt showed his voice a bit as well, which was good.
Rise Against are good at that as well, in the sense of like you look at like their old songs, like what you call it, Swing Life Away. I don't know if I forgot it. I got tattooed in the back of my leg. I don't know if I actually forget the name of it.
I suppose you don't look at the back of your legs that often.
No, I don't actually. Actually, somebody noticed it.
It's for everybody else.
Somebody noticed it in the gym the other day, and they were like, "What is that, golf or something?" No, it's a song.
You're a golf enthusiast.
And so like that's a dead slow song. Like it's a really meaningful song to me, obviously.
I like it a lot, man. Aye.
So, but it's similar to that. It reminded me of a version of that, but brilliant, brilliant. The song I really loved was Sudden Urge, the second title on the track.
Yeah.
The album, sorry, loved it. I just dead lively, powerful chorus. I just thought that's like imagine like the WWE had like an advert or something like that. That would be the song, like the 4th of July.
Aye.
Just fucking.
The funny thing about that, the first time I listened to it, I was like, alright, it's alright. And then after listening to the album a couple of times, I was like, oh, I really like that song.
Aye.
It was the same with a few of the tracks in the album, because the only thing that I thought about it was sometimes I wanted the drummer to calm down a wee bit, and then, do you know what I mean? But but that's their kind of thing. That's their kind of style.
Punk rock, innit? It's the kind of punk rock. They're kind of the old fashioned punk rock with the.
But there was one song, I can't remember what song it is, right? But like there's one song and it starts and it was a pure good start, man. And I was like, oh, this is pure building. And then all of a sudden it was like, and I was like, oh, I mean, it sounded alright. It still sounded good. I just thought, like, see if they let it go a wee bit longer and then the drums came in. I just felt as if it was a bit random. But you know how drummers get carried away with themselves.
Well, what can I say? Creative. I love the first track as well, the numbers. And I thought a great intro to an album. See the weekend a bit before it that we were speaking about this. It reminded us of our EP single. Is that your EP? Speak?
Yeah.
Answers, sorry, the song was called Speak.
That kind of reverse effect.
And it goes into it.
It does sound very like it, doesn't it?
And maybe they copied this.
They've definitely ripped us off, man. We
should be getting some sort of money. Yeah, definitely. That was actually the last song they wrote for that album.
I think I did see that somewhere. That's pretty cool, man. Because it's
we're obviously looking at the same websites for info.
Oh, is that right?
Who's your guy?
I know. Kerrang magazine.
I loved it.
Any other tracks that stood out on it too?
The very last song, Rules of Play. That I just thought it was brilliant. I just thought, see when you listen to some albums and it kind of gets to near the end of the album and it's kind of, you can feel it kind of dying out a wee bit. Did not get that with this album whatsoever.
It was quite powerful right through on it.
Totally engaged in the full album from start to finish, even to the last bar of the album. Honestly, I thought it was brilliant. I've been doing this thing in my notes where I've been rating every album out of 10, and this one got a 9. So
I did the same kind of thing actually.
What did you get?
The last track, I gave it an 8.
Nice.
What did you give it?
9. 9. We've not had any 10s yet. No.
Since we
started this.
You feel as if you're
I don't want to
giving
get
it away too easy.
early.
Too easy. That's doing something pretty amazing. I mean, there's some really good songs. I think, see, even that acoustic song, I think it was well placed in the album as well. It's like bang right in the middle. I think it's like
6th track.
Aye, like right in the middle of the album, man. It's just perfect wee time for just a kind of more mellow kind of tune.
Aye.
It's like obviously really powerful as well.
Aye, it was good.
But the other album that we were listening to this week,
I was going to take a drink of my beer.
Royal Blood's new album, Typhoons. Typhoons, aye.
Yep. So when we started this podcast, we kind of said, right, let's be the honest, don't hold back.
Aye.
If you feel something, say it.
Aye, definitely, man.
So I'm going to say it.
Aye.
I thought it was shite. And I like
full album.
There was 2 songs that stood out for me, and it was Typhoons and Hold On.
Aye.
They were the 2 songs that kind of stood out for me.
I gave Hold On a 6, so
I give it an 8. So there was 2 8s. That was quite high. They were the 2 highest. But I just thought that to summarise the album, I just thought every song was very similar. There was.
I would agree with that.
I know they're going for it's the bassist and the drummer. Can't help but feel as if they need a wee bit more to fill the album up a wee bit. I know they've obviously got kind of session guitarists in for some songs and stuff. I get that.
Aye,
but I get they're trying
just
to
a bit samey.
Aye. It just shows that there sometimes is kind of only a certain amount you can maybe do with a bass and a drum kit.
See, I really liked that track Boilmaker on it. I thought it was a kind of almost like Queens of the Stone Age. A couple of tracks reminded me of Queens of the Stone Age. I don't know if that's who they're influenced by.
With that Boilmaker, I was actually thinking that was kind of Nothing But Thievesy.
A wee bit, as well, aye, definitely. But I don't know, man. I was looking forward to it as well. Like, I don't know, was it last week I was saying, like, I am looking forward to listening to the Royal Blood album, but I don't know, man. I thought it was going to be heavier. You know what I mean?
I was looking forward to it as well. I know you're kind of more into them, but I only really heard their singles and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm the same, like that Monsters tune and all that. But I really like that song, you know what I mean? So that's why I was like, oh, cool, this should be pretty good, man.
And I don't know, man. I was so disappointed. So disappointed in it. But
so disappointed.
I was gutted. I hate seeing. I usually listen to before we do these. I usually listen to the album maybe 2 or 3 times at least. I only listen to it once. That shows kind of where it is for me. Like it never done anything for me. It just lacked that wee bit of oomph. You know what I mean?
I know.
I don't know if is oomph a Scottish word?
No, oomph is like a world word.
A world word language, is it?
I'm pretty sure, man.
There's oomph in the dictionary.
I'm probably not the best person to ask, man.
Nah,
to be fair,
I'm stupid.
Did you know that in the end, past 1 billion Spotify streams on Spotify?
That's the first new metal.
Aye, first new metal song. Aye,
amazing.
Seen that as well.
Unbelievable.
That's mad. You know what? The maddest thing about it, I thought it would have passed 1 billion. Like,
I know.
Ages ago.
I know, because you see songs that have maybe been out for like 5 or 6 years and they've got like 500 million views or something like that.
But I mean, in the end, man, Linkin Park song, in case anybody didn't know that, I mean, it's pretty famous, so I doubt anybody would know.
Apparently 1 billion people know about it.
Aye, well, 1 billion.
At least.
Had it in their ears.
I think I've listened to it maybe.
That's just in Spotify. It's just on one platform, obviously, but...
That was just Spotify?
Aye, it's just Spotify streams, aye.
That's quite mad. It's a crazy number. 1 billion. It sounds like it should be more than that, but 1 billion is a big.
Oh, it is, man.
Imagine somebody listening to your song 1 billion times just on one platform.
Aye, it's been out for fucking years, man.
When did Chester die? That was a few years ago now as well, wasn't it? You were.
I was in Florida. I was on my honeymoon. I was. Oh, no, you're putting me in the spot here.
Oh, I didn't even mean that.
Honeymoon?
Sorry. I don't know. It was the same.
Actually, no, man. I'm just like 4 years ago. I'm going to say 4 years ago.
2017?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
April 2017. Because I remember when we were having our EP launch, it was like the week before your wedding, and you got the wife a card for the wedding and put the EP date on it instead of the wedding date.
On our wedding day, and it was a date that, we got married on the 16th of April, but I accidentally put the 29th April on it. And I was like, oops.
Oopsie daisy. Good start to the wedding.
She forgave me, but she's seen the funny side in it, thank God.
She married you, so she must have forgiven you. I've got a confession.
Still showed up.
I've got a confession to make, and I only realised it the other day. So see how we're going to Don Brocco? We bought Don Brocco tickets. I think we said that in the podcast. But I also messaged David and said that Vukovi are playing tickets for sale. Let's go. They're 1 day apart.
Are they?
I was
like 1 day is in like 1 day between them, and then it's
no, like the
one's
27th and the 28th October.
Oh.
I only realised after I bought the tickets because I went, shit, is this the same day? And I went to check and I'm like, oh no. And I said, I'll tell David in the podcast and they can't get angry.
Fucking hell, might as well just take a few days off work then, I suppose.
Aye. Get a hotel.
That'd be good, man.
I'm so looking forward to the Vukovi gig. Preston Vukovi, brilliant band. Preston Miko, brilliant band. And the other band, Declare the Liar. Never heard of them.
I seen there's only 2 of them in Vukovi now. Like,
aye.
I don't know why the other, because it was 4 originally, wasn't it?
Aye.
But the other 2 like left.
Her and the guitarist. I don't really know what the script is, but
aye, they've just got session musicians in. to cover them.
Aye,
because they're just them two in the
So
poster,
good,
man.
I really
They are
like
really good, man. I'm looking forward to that gig. What was the other band that's playing?
Preston Miko.
I know Preston Miko, but there's another one as well.
Declare the Liar.
Declare isn't it like Declare the Liar?
Declare the Liar.
Aye, because I remember looking at Declare. Oh,
maybe it is Declare.
That's
I've never heard
a
it either.
strange name, man.
I've never heard of them, to be honest.
I listened to them earlier actually, just because obviously you were saying about what was going on, and
What they like.
aye, they were pretty good actually. They're kind of like Preston Miko, like not like the kind of harmonies and that, and the kind of like all singing together and that kind of thing.
Preston Miko are so good at that with the harmonies and the creativity. They've just got a new bassist. Adam, their old bassist, left.
Oh, right.
Because I went and seen them in Glasgow and it was on their acoustic tour, and I was talking to that Adam, and then like 2 days later he left the band or something like that. I hope it wasn't something I said.
Fuck, man. Gee, at it again, man.
No,
upsetting folk.
It was they were all phenomenal at their instruments. They're absolutely brilliant, and they're going to sing. And obviously they've released a couple of singles with this new bassist, and it's still really, really good. It's still really good. I was kind of worried, because it's only a 3-piece.
Aye.
Taking away one band member is a big fraction of that band, isn't it?
Aye, especially when they've already wrote bangers. So it's like when you take somebody away, you're kind of like worried a wee bit. But
aye, because you're worried in case was he the one that wrote all the songs. but aye.
That's good, man.
Aye, so it's one. There's like 27th. I think it's Don Brocco the first night, then Vukovi the second night.
Aye. Fine, man.
Fine.
I'm going to Nothing But Thieves the week before it as well.
Is that the week before it?
I think it's the week before it. So
oh well,
a
busy
few gigs booked up
Busy,
already.
busy.
Aye.
Good.
Just need to keep adding to it.
Did you see that Knotfest that was announced? The
one in the cruise
in America. Aye.
What was it, a while ago? I heard about it. Aye.
Slipknot, Kill Switch Engage, Fever 333, and is it Code Orange?
Oh really? Code Orange. I've not heard of them.
I've heard them. They're very weird. Very weird. Heavy, but very weird. But they're somebody's cup of tea. I don't know them enough to comment on it. But they're pretty,
I'll need to check them out. Aye, but
they sound pretty good. But
some weird. Sometimes weird bands are good bands.
Weird can be good.
Bad Wolves. They're releasing see the thing is with Bad Wolves, I've never heard any of the songs except for Zombie. Aye, like because because I seen an article about them getting a new singer, and I was like, oh aye, that's that band that does that. That's cover a Zombie, and I was like, that could actually be pretty good, man. And actually, you know what? I went and listened to some of their other songs, and I was like, holy fuck, man. They one of got a new singer. The guy sounds like fucking the guy for Nickelback.
Really?
He sounds like Nickelback, aye.
But
the guy that they already had. Aye, him, aye.
Really?
But,
aye.
which is weird because it doesn't sound like it in Zombies, man.
To be honest, Bad Wolves, that's the only song I've heard as well, the Zombie cover. And I always thought his voice was amazing. And when I heard they get a new singer, I was like, oh no. But
I thought they were going to be heavier. See, when I actually did listen to a few of their tracks, I was like, they were good. I mean, the instruments and all that were good. I mean, Nickelback's alright, you know what I mean? But it's not really my cup of tea.
Nah, they're that band, isn't they? It's like your mum likes them. Like,
definitely, man.
He get voted like the ugliest rock star like 5 years in a row or something.
Really?
She's leaving
That's
that
a shame,
ugly.
aye. Fuck,
He's
man.
leaving that ugly.
Imagine coming across that, man.
Aye.
Just like, oh, what?
Did you see what? I don't want to make you feel old here, but Blink-182, Enema of the State is 22 years old. 22 years old. That 1999 that album came out.
Aye.
With Dumpweed, What's My Age Again and stuff like that. Iconic album.
That is
I still listen to it all the time. At 22 year it came out. It came up my Instagram the other day.
Blink-182 is one of those bands you can just literally throw, like, you don't need to ask for a particular song, do you?
No.
You just say, Alexa, don't say that too loud. Play Blink-182 and it just does a random, and you're just always happy with whatever comes out, man. It's just, they're just one of those bands like the Chili's or something like that. It's just like, they've got so many great tracks, man, or Foo Fighters or whatever.
And they've kept it going as well. Obviously, they've got Matt Skiba and stuff like that. It's the like replacing Tom DeLonge and stuff, and they're still doing it. But I would take 1999 Blink any day of the week.
Aye.
I don't think it would work new right enough. I think that fitted that time of the year, time of the like that time. And like when it like likes like American Pie was out and stuff, and that was a pure like see the American Pie soundtracks and stuff.
Aye,
like
it's iconic.
They're brilliant. Aye, and it reminds. See when I listen to Blink, I think of like the movies and stuff like that. And it's
nostalgic, man. Nostalgic band.
22 years, crazy.
Aye,
crazy. Did you see you got really excited about this.
Oh, what? Ooh.
Dave Grohl was in what do you call that radio guy, Howard Stern or something like that. The guy that's like a American radio DJ, and he was getting interviewed on it, and he basically said that him, Patch Muir, and what's the bassist called in Nirvana?
Chris Novoselic.
They've been jamming and they've been recording things. They don't intend to release it, but he wasn't saying no to it. He just says, we're just going to record it and messing about, and they were like playing old Nirvana songs and stuff.
Oh, really?
He says nobody's singing. He says it's just the instrumentals and stuff like that. And I seen that today and I was like, Dave would love this.
That is cool, man. Well, they were actually playing it on the radio station.
No. Just he was getting interviewed, and he was like, that guy was saying, do you still talk to the guys for the band? And he was like, they're running at my house for dinner all the time, and with those guitars and drum kits lying everywhere in my house. He says we end up just jamming and playing, and we've ended up recording a few things and stuff as well, and it's crazy.
Right, I bet there's some gold mines in his computer, man. Like just songs that maybe just doesn't suit Foos, but like maybe has more kind of Nirvana-esque or that. Because I mean, obviously Dave Grohl can hold a grungy tone in his voice, man. He's fucking. It's not as if
he could easily be the front man of Nirvana.
Aye.
He could easily do it if they ever come back around and done it.
It's just one of those ones, isn't it?
I don't think he wants to. I don't
think he should. Anyway,
he doesn't need to. He doesn't want to. And there's some things I think it just it was perfect. Just leave it.
It was.
Just leave it.
It's like Friends.
It's like Friends.
Don't do another episode. Just
the reunion was good. The reunion
was good, man.
It was good. So you'd have been excited about that. I could have seen
sick, man. I'm need to look into that actually, because that's pretty cool news. Did you see that Simon Neil's releasing a radio show, a 6-part radio show?
That's with Radio 1?
Radio show on 6-part. I think it is.
I think it's a part of Radio.
Oh no, it's not. It's BBC Radio Scotland.
Oh, is it?
Aye. He kicks off on June 9th, so it was Wednesday, just
nice.
there. I didn't actually listen. I meant to listen to it, but I wrote this down last week and I totally forgot about it. I'm going to be totally honest. But I did want to check it out. But that's pretty cool, man. A kind of 6-part. He just goes over like his love for music and the songs that kind of shaped his professional and personal life and stuff like that.
That'd be interesting.
So it'd be pretty cool just to, because it's cool to see any kind of big bands kind of music tastes and stuff like that. Because I mean, you can read stuff all the time, but see if it's actually them saying it, I really like this song for this band and it inspired me to write this song. It's like, that's pretty cool, man, I'd say.
It's cool for us as well because he's fair, because I wonder if he'll mention any local bands that maybe inspired him when he was growing up.
Aye.
That we maybe know, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe no, but it'd be quite cool if he mentioned a couple of local bands that maybe influenced him. And like, folks' dads are going to have to read now because they influenced Simon Neil.
That was me, son. That was me. I did that. But I much remember a Biffy Clyro.
Aye, that's mad. I need to check that out.
Did you see Ollie Sykes featured in a new song?
No,
he featured on a song where it's kind of weird, man. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. It's that Olivia Bryan, that song. She did that song with that Nash guy. It's quite a poppy kind of artist, so it's that I hate you, I love you.
Oh right, aye.
Yeah. So Ollie Sykes done a track with her. It's like Ollie Sykes - Bring Me Horizon. So it's like, obviously it must be the band, but they just wanted to use his name, obviously. But I listened to it and I was like,
that's weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
That is weird.
It is kind of strange. It's like, I don't know. It's just when I was listening to it, I was like, his voice sounded quite weird. It didn't sound right, man. It sounded like.
I think he's going to try and go down a kind of solo.
Maybe, man. Aye.
That's a bad move.
It's a bit. It was just a bit too poppy for him. Like I get the whole like Bring Me was like heavy as fuck at one point, and they're kind of toning it down and like fair enough, man. Maybe a wee bit more mainstream, but it's still it's still rock music, man. It's still good.
Because when
but if he goes, I mean, he's no fucking Justin Bieber, whatever the fuck he's trying to do, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if that is what he's trying to do, but
that's what folks said about me. It was like the metal Justin Bieber at one point, because all the birds fancied him and all that kind of stuff, and everybody was trying to copy his haircut.
I don't know, man. I just felt kind of, it was weird. It was a weird mix. It's like fucking Dave Grohl and, don't know, Katy Perry doing a sing.
I know.
I think they did actually for that video. Everybody was doing it. Mind it was a Foo Fighters song. What was that for again?
It was raising money for NHS or COVID or something.
Aye, maybe.
Something like that. Charity.
Aye, something like that. And it was like Hunners, the artist saying it was a Foo Fighters song they were singing. No, I can't actually remember what it is, but I think they might already did on that.
So he hangs like that. See when the day, obviously it's a good thing. They've raised a lot of money and stuff like that, but I hate see when like hundreds of pop stars get and try and make a song and all that. It always sounds kind of shit.
Aye,
Like it never.
Everybody doing their own wee twist on it.
I would rather if it was just the Foos that did another version of it. Just the Foos.
like an acoustic version will do.
Aye. Maybe get one person feature, no 300.
I can't even remember what song it is. That's going to annoy me, man.
As soon as we turn this off, we'll come to us. Can't even think. Aye, that's mad.
Aye. But yeah, and Slipknot's supposedly finishing their album next month, Clown said in an interview. So, I keep talking about the Slipknot album. It's coming in every podcast. There's a wee bit more information about the Slipknot album.
I really hope that the album's good because we're building it up here.
Aye.
It's as if we've had a sneak listen to it.
I know.
Be like, you really need to kind of wait for this album. That's class. It will be a good album. Wait, if Slipknot ever released a bad album? No,
not really.
I don't think so.
Maybe they've definitely got better albums, but it's like they're still good. Even the ones aren't as good as the old ones. You know what I mean? And that kind of, you know what I mean?
Aye. Well, definitely, man. That's same with Rise Against. Like, go back to Rise Against. Like, they've had 9 albums or something like that. I think 9 albums.
Is it that many?
They've had nine studio
Holy
albums.
Shit, man.
And you look at the first ones, and then like the early albums into now, like they're still doing it. Still the Offspring that we talked about the one of the previous podcast. They're like unbelievable.
Oh,
these bands can
on
still
the
do
best pals that messaged us on Instagram about the podcast and all that. No, did they really? But they just commented on one of our videos. We commented on one of our posts, man, and we're like, ooh, we'll text each other. Ooh, the Offspring message.
They know us. They know us. I nearly text my boss and wrap my job in as soon as we've made it.
It's really sound the band. See when they come across, because they could easily just come across something like that, like something weird that we've just kind of started and just totally like be like, all right. But because of the fact of them actually taking the time out their day and just being like, right, I'm going to leave a message, they're actually, you know what I mean?
But the reason we're reviewing it is because we're fans as well. Do you know what I mean? Like we're not going out and like reviewing Katy Perry. Like you say, I don't know why Katy Perry's going up so much. Like Katy Perry's new album or whatever. Like that's not what we listen to.
Oh wait, no.
oh wait.
That was next week.
But that's cool. It's cool that they just somebody's went out their way. I bet it wasn't even somebody for the band. I bet it was like the manager or something. Cool picture.
That's it, man. Anything else that you've got on your notes for today?
That was pretty much it for me.
I've
got my book.
It's very handy, man.
Comes with this wee toggle and all.
Very good. So by next week, probably Graham will have bought more tickets for us, and probably the day after Vukovi, I'm going to another gig by next week.
That's
so
it.
The full week will be booked out.
Aye, well.
But no, I'm buzzing for it, man.
We can't go to any Royal Blood Up gigs.
No, we'll get to it, man. Aye, we'll be done in. What did you say about Typhoons, man?
Wasn't it me? Aye, but no, I'm keen to go back to more gigs. See, we're having this big break with COVID and that, with no being able to get to gigs. I missed it so much. I've missed it so much. What was the last gig you were at? I can't think.
Oh God, I don't even know, man.
I think mine was Beartooth.
Oh, I know who it is. It was with the missus. It was Lewis Capaldi.
Oh no, mine was 1975.
Before that was Beartooth.
Aye.
That was a really good gig.
You were taking pictures of that gig, weren't you?
I was, aye. It was good. One of those pictures.
The pictures.
For all those that are listening, I was pretending to take a photo there. You cannot listen to this on Spotify yet, anyway. So.
Maybe somebody's doing their ironing or something. No, actually watching it, just go to play in the background.
Aye, you never know. Aye.
That's how I listen to it.
No. Oh, really? You did the ironing in your true side?
No. Neither's Christy.
Right, is that us for this week? Have you got anything else to talk about?
I'm good.
I mean,
next week we're going to talk about Atria. They've got a new album.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So I think that'll be good.
Aye.
I've heard one song for it. Is it Betrayal? I think it's called.
When did it actually come out then?
I think this week.
Oh, was it
this week? It came out this week.
I've not listened. This is great. This podcast has been brilliant for this, man. I'm listening to all these bands I've not listened to in years.
I know.
And they're actually still good.
If somebody told me is Atria still going, I couldn't have told you either.
It gets me out of the habit just listening to Nirvana, Foo Fighters, and Queens of the Stone Age all the time. You know what I mean?
Aye.
But next week. Atria then, let's do that, man.
I'll be there.
And don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below if you enjoyed the video. And that's us, episode 3 finito.
We're done.
Bye bye.